The Falkland War was started in 1982 by the UK and Argentina. The Falkland War was a very interesting war because of the distance between the Falkland Islands and the UK. It may seem weird at first that the UK would want the islands, but it was a very good deal for them. If the UK got the islands, they would also get a piece of Antarctica, so that was very convenient for them. It meant more land. And if Argentina got the islands, well, that means more land for them. For the Argentinians, the Falkland Islands are called las Islas Malvinas. But for the people that speak English, they are called the Falkland Islands. The exact distance between the UK and the Falkland Islands is 11,874 kilometers. The distance is pretty big to go to war in. But, that's how it works. Here's a brief history background. Around 1767, one of the islands was found by the UK. And there were two islands. So what the UK didn't know was that France had a colony on the other side. The UK thought they were first to find the islands, but the reality is they were actually the first to write about it. So they just said, "Now I claim this island," not knowing about France. And then in 1770, Spain went up to France's colony and said, "Our Pope says that this line, which is called the Treaty Tordesillas, shows that the striped part with lines is Spain's territory, and the rest is Portugal's territory." And since France and Spain were good friends at the time, France was okay with it. And it was a good deal for them because Spain was paying them good money. And France said, "Okay, but only on one condition. Don't let the UK onto our land." And Spain was like, "Okay, that's going to be easy. It's a deal." And at the end, the Falkland Islands were all Spain until they left. Then, around 1810, Argentina became independent from Spain, and they were ready for those islands, since Spain had already left them. Then a man named Louis Vernet, that was a German explorer for Argentina, said, "Those islands are Argentina's and Argentina deserves to have it." So, to have the islands, he had to ask the UK and Argentina. So he asked, and he said, "Can I please have the islands?" And Argentina, of course, said 100%, and the UK said, "Sure." And then Argentina made Louis Vernet the governor of the islands. He was enjoying his land and his islands, and everything was going okay, until the UK said, "Actually, we want the islands back." And he said, "But, ugh, that was my island." And of course, that didn't go well. Well, back to the war. On April 2nd, 1982, Argentina invades the Georgia Islands, which was owned by the UK. And it was right next to the Falkland Islands, so you know how badly they wanted the Falkland Islands. And the UK was confused because Argentina had been silent for years. And then Argentina said, "Aren't you surprised?" And they were like, "What?" Because they were very surprised. Then Argentina said, "Attack again!" And then that's when the UK said, "No! Those are our islands!" And as you know, they attacked the Falkland Islands. And then Chile out of nowhere said, "Hey, do you want us to tell you something about Argentina?" And they were like, "Yes, we will tell you when boats come." They were like, Okay, yes. And Argentina and Chile were #enemies, so that didn't go well for Argentina, of course. Then, on May 2nd of 1982, Chile kept their promise and reported to the UK. They said, "Just so you know, there's a boat coming near the islands," and of course, the UK's first reaction is, "Sink it!" That did not go well for Argentina or the UK. It didn't go well for Argentina because, of course, their boat was sunk, but the boat was not in range of the islands to be sunk. Exactly 320 Argentinian soldiers were killed. And the part about being outside the range was that they were killed outside the 200-mile zone, which meant it was out of range. And it didn't go well for the UK because the Prime Minister, named Margaret Thatcher, got a lot of press from sinking it. She just said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry I had to sink the boat, but they weren't supposed to." So somebody else said, "Ma'am, actually, you didn't have to sink the boat." The Argentinians were not fans of hers at all, at the point where they made songs about her. At the point in Argentina's time, they were in a crisis because 35,000 Argentinian citizens had gone missing because of disagreeing with the president, and Argentina was scared. Then the UK forced Argentina to surrender and said, "Surrender now, or else we will attack," in the capital of the Falkland Islands, Port Stanley. And Argentina said, "Fine, we surrender." And they put up their white flag and the UK won. But that wasn't the end for Argentina. The worst thing happened to them. A day later, the president of Argentina said, "So here's the problem. I was not a fan of this war and we lost. So I resign now. Bye." And at the end of the war, Argentina was left with nothing, and the UK had the Falkland Islands and a piece of Antarctica.
¿Qué tipos de cosas pasaron en tu comunidad mientras la guerra estaba pasando?
Bueno, hubo reuniones a nivel barrial, se eligieron jefes de manzanas que viviesen permanentemente, que estuviesen ahí, se pintaron los cordones de vereda por si había posibles bombardeos en la ciudad y por cortes de luz, y se estuvo preparado para dónde tener que dirigirse. Y la guerra fue provocada con una invasión de Argentina en las Islas Malvinas, que de hecho le pertenecen por historia, por cercanía, por estar dentro de la plataforma continental argentina, y que fue invadida en 1826 por el Reino Unido. No obstante, se ha reclamado durante muchísimos años que las islas pasen a depender nuevamente de la Argentina.
¿Qué hacías vos mientras pasaba la guerra?
Yo trabajaba, estaba en ese momento, el día que comenzó la guerra, el 2 de abril, que fue la invasión, 2 de abril de 1982. Yo estaba trabajando en Cutralcó, me pareció un acto de locura del gobierno de ese momento, que era un gobierno de facto, no democrático, y en mi regreso a mi residencia normal, donde estaba con la familia, escuchábamos los boletines informativos que realmente no eran lo correcto que estaba pasando en el frente de guerra.
En tu familia, ¿había alguien en la guerra? Si había, ¿cómo estaban en la guerra?
No, por suerte dentro de la familia no había nadie involucrado como soldado o militar dentro de la guerra. Sí tengo conocidos que han estado en la guerra y hoy están muy traumatizados.
¿Qué te acordás de la guerra? ¿Qué era lo más importante?
Sí, un hecho muy importante fue el hundimiento del buque General Belgrano, que no estaba en aguas jurisdiccionales inglesas, que consideraban inglesas, estaba en aguas netamente argentinas y fue hundido por un submarino donde fallecieron muchos marineros que estaban preparados para ir a la guerra. También me acuerdo del primer vuelo bautismo de guerra de la aviación argentina. Algunos aviones cayeron en combate, otros hicieron su efecto en la armada inglesa.
Yo tengo una lectura mucho más de mamá o de abuela de lo de la guerra. Yo con esa guerra sufrí muchísimo porque mandaban a luchar a chicos muy jovencitos que no tenían idea cómo se manejaba un arma, cómo tenían que hacer para disparar, que no tenían la suficiente cantidad de abrigo, que de hecho cuando llegaron a Malvinas pasaban muchísimo frío, no tenían los zapatos adecuados y les daban una latita de comida que no les alcanzaba para nada. Entonces muchos de ellos inclusive lloraban y lloraban de miedo. Muchas señoras nos pusimos a tejer bufandas para ver si podíamos hacer algo por ese frío. Y junto con las bufandas les poníamos unos chocolates. Adentro de los chocolates les escribíamos un mensajito y lo mandábamos teóricamente. Porque ¿qué pasó? Un tiempo después, en los kioscos de la ciudad de Buenos Aires aparecían esos chocolates en venta. Entonces era realmente una frustración terrible.
Hello, my name is Margaret Hilda Thatcher. I was born on October 13th, 1925. I was born in Lincolnshire, England. I had an older sister named Muriel Roberts. Roberts was my original last name until I married Sir Dennis Thatcher in 1951. Then we had twins, Mark and Carol Thatcher. Then I was the first female Prime Minister of the UK in 1979. I was the first to rush troops to the Falkland Islands. In 1990, I was forced to resign because of struggling with my political party. Then, in 2013, I died. My name is Leopoldo Galtieri. I was born July 15, 1926, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, the capital of Argentina. In 1943, I was placed in a military camp when I was 17. I studied civil engineering. Then I married Lucia Nomi Gentili, and we had 3 kids together. Then, December 1981, I was announced president. And then, in 1982, I resigned. And then in 2003, I died. Hello, my name is Louis Vernet. I was born on March 6th of 1791 in a place called Hamburg, Germany. I married a beautiful woman named Maria Perez, and we had only one child together. Her name was Matilda Vernet in 1830. For many years, I worked as a merchant seller in Hamburg before establishing a settlement on the east of the Falkland Islands. They were all mine until I died in 1871.